Hi everybody, this screencast is going to show you how to use and access Zoom. First of all, what is Zoom? Well, Zoom is a way for you to communicate with your friends, family, colleagues and learners. It's a remote communication software, just like Skype or Google Hangout, that kind of thing. It allows you to talk via chat, it allows you to see and be seen via a webcam video, and it allows you to be heard as well. Zoom also allows you to share your screen, which is really good in team meetings and really good with your learners. You can share screen just as a host, or your learners can as well, but you have to give them that option to do that. In this screencast, I'm going to show you all the things you see on the left. I'm going to show you how to join a meeting, how to access the waiting room, how to be heard and be seen, to rename yourself and the importance of doing so, chatting, how to react to what's being said in the meeting, sharing your screen with others, how to multitask, and then finally how to leave a meeting. This particular screencast is going to show you how to do these things on a computer. As you can see here, this is on my laptop on a PC. So, but we do have another video which shows you on our YouTube how to access Zoom via the app, which is useful for those of you using your phone or a tablet. So on the right here, you see an email which you probably would have received in order to get your invitation to Zoom. It would be either an email, maybe even a text message, WhatsApp or Facebook message. You will receive this link here, and you'll also receive a meeting ID. Different ways in which to join a meeting. Three main ways. Number one is joining via this link and joining via just through the browser without having to download anything. You can do that, but if you do, then it depends the limitation of your browser. There's quite a few limitations of your browser, whereas if you download the Zoom client via this URL, a Zoom client is basically an app for your computer, then there's less limitations and you've got full usage of Zoom. The meeting ID here is also usable if you have a Zoom client. So once you've downloaded the client, you just go straight into that. I'll show you how I would do it here. I would go on my start button, I click start Zoom, and it will allow me to just pop in the meeting ID and away we go. So I'm going to show you how to access via browser and then also how to click this link, download Zoom and access that way. So let's click to start with. I've already downloaded the client, so in a moment it's going to pop up and ask me to run this. There we go. It will ask whether I want to open through the Zoom client Zoom meetings. I'm going to click cancel because I'm going to pretend that I haven't already downloaded that. And instead, this is what you would click down here if you wanted to just access it through your browser because for whatever reason you can't download or run Zoom. If you click on that, that would allow you to pop your name in there to join the meeting, and then a capture will pop up in just a moment as well. There we go, and I would click on there to say I'm not a robot, put my name on, click I'm not a robot, and then click join. It's really important that you put your name in there, a name that your host would recognise, because for Zoom has updated the security on their meetings, which means that hosts now all have to admit people into their rooms, which is really, really good security protocol. It means that if you are joining and you put a different name there that your host might not recognise, you may be left waiting in the waiting room for quite a while and not admitted into the meeting or the session. I'm going to go backwards because that's not what we want to do. The other option is that you could download and run Zoom. I'm not going to click that now because I've already downloaded it. If you click download and run Zoom, it will download a package, and just like any other app that you would on your computer, you click on it, you install it. Okay, so I'm going to go out of that and I'm going to pretend that I've already downloaded and ran the Zoom installer and it's already on my computer. So I would click that link. And as before, it will come up automatically and ask whether I want to open it in Zoom meetings. And in this case, I'm going to click yes. I'm going to click open Zoom meetings. Okay. It'll take just a few moments to open the Zoom client and log me in. What it's going to do now is it's going to log me in, and I'm seeing here that the host hasn't actually started the meeting yet. The host is just about to start the meeting. I can see actually here the North Exchange meeting, so I can see whether that is the right meeting that I want to attend or not. The host is now starting the meeting. And I will now be sent to a waiting room. There we go. Okay, again, the name of the meeting is there, so I can check whether it is the right meeting that I'm attending. And then the host will have my name. What the host can read right now is Chloe has entered the waiting room for this meeting. And then next to it, a blue button that says admit. So the host needs to admit me, which they will do now. Okay, so we've joined our meeting, we've gone through the waiting room, we've been admitted into the meeting. Next, we need to think about being heard and being seen. So as you can see, you can't actually see right now where how you can do this. However, if you move your cursor down to the bottom, you can see it now. It's just popped up. This little black bar has popped up on the bottom, and this has got all of your controls on that you need. So the control on the far left is the mute button. So at the moment you can see a little green, the microphone is going up and down in green. That means that I am talking and I can be heard. However, if for any reason there was a red mark through that, it would mean one or two things. It could be that I'm muted. So if I click that now, it shows that I'm muted, which is absolutely fine. And also as a reminder, this handy thing pops up here because sometimes we mute ourselves in order to reduce background noise, especially if there's quite a few people in a meeting. It's a really, really good habit to get into, to mute yourself. However, when you start talking, sometimes you forget that you're muted. So as you saw just then, a little thing popped up to say you are muted. No one can hear you. So remember to unclick yourself. To unclick yourself to unmute, you can click that button, or if you just want to do it temporarily, as it says here, you can actually just press and hold the space bar. And as you can see now, I'm temporarily muted because I'm pressing and holding the space bar. So that would just be for a quick yes or no answer, for example. And if I lift that back up again, you can see I'm muted again. However, if you haven't got that far and you think that like no one can hear you and your microphone isn't attached, well, if you click this little arrow here, you can select a microphone. Similarly, you can select a speaker if you can't hear other people speaking. Once you've done this in your Zoom client, it's already set up and ready to go. You can also test your speaker and microphone down there just to check that everything's working. If you've never done a Zoom meeting before, it's actually a really good idea to just have a meeting with a friend first, maybe, just to have a bit of a check and a play with it. Next is your video, and that's a really similar setup. It's got a kind of a mute video button, and it's got your arrow. So I click up there and I just check that my camera that's on my system is ticked, and it is fantastic. So if I click start video now, my video will start up. Hello. Okay, so now you can see me and you can also see the other person that's in the room, which is our host, PD North. Okay, so next, now we've checked that we can be heard and we can be seen, we need to check that we have our name. And right now, my name is fine because I've logged in through my Zoom client. But for whatever reason, if I need to change my name, if maybe I've signed in through my tablet and it's come up as Samsung692. I need to make sure that my name is my real name. Also, just for everyone in the room so they know what to call me. To do that, I would go on participants and I find my name here. I click more and then click rename and I can type in my name there. Okay, and a handy little checkbox there too to remember my name for future meetings, which is really good. Once you've done it, you've done it. Click OK. There we go. And I've been renamed. Fantastic. Okay, so similarly, if we go on to that participants thing, we can also see some reactions down here. Now, these reactions are mainly to speak to your host. So there's a raise hand, a yes or a no, whether you agree or not. Go faster, go slower. If I click on that, you can see it pops up there. So that's really good for your host to get to know. There's a thumbs up, down, clap. I need a break. I'm going to be away from the camera for a moment. If you need a rest break, that kind of thing. There are also other reactions because not everyone is going to have this participants list up. So there are other reactions which are down here, and these reactions actually pop up there. So you can see them next to my face, right up there, a thumbs up. You might also be asked just to do old school thumbs up or thumbs down using your camera. Another option is chatting. If I click on the chat bubble down here, a little chat box will come up so I can chat to everybody. There's a little to, it says here to, and it says everyone. So right now, whatever I type in there will go to everyone. I click enter, there you go, you can see it. However, if I just want to message someone privately, so I want to message my host privately, click on that, you'll see a little red privately comes up so that you know that it's a private message. Okay, and it's popped up there in red again, so you know that it's a private message. However, you notice that it's still there, even though I've sent a message, it's still sending private. So if you then want to talk again, want to chat again, you've just got to remember to click the arrow, click everyone, and then it'll go back to a public message to everybody. Two more neat things on your chat box are file, where you can share documents with people, and then your three little dots here, which gives you more options, and that allows you to save chat, which is really funky if you have lots of URLs and lots of other things going on in the chat and you need to save it. So if you click save chat, it will save as a document for you on your computer. Okay, so we've done chatting, reacting, making sure the importance of naming yourself. Next, we're going to go on to sharing our screen. As I said before, the host needs to ensure everyone can share. So I've just done that as host, or the host might actually ensure that just they can share. So it depends on what kind of meeting this is and whether you're hosting yourself. But at the moment, I would like to share. So I've clicked share screen and I've got a few different options here. Screen means that it would share everything on my screen. So that's something to note if you would like to share something on your screen, but you might have your inbox open underneath it. So you've got to be careful what you're sharing. That will share everything on your screen. There's other things I had open. I had my inbox open. I had Google. I also had that JPEG with our screencast aims, that kind of thing open. You can choose what you want to share. The other thing to note is if you're going to share something like a YouTube video, something like that, then you need to make sure that you have these things clicked here to ensure that people in your meeting can also hear the computer sound, so the sound from your YouTube. Otherwise, they will see the video moving, but they won't hear anything. Okay, I'm going to show you what it would look like if I was to share our aims. Okay, so right now I am sharing this, our aim, and you'll see a green box has come up. That tells me that everything that's in this green box is being shared. So I know that the Google, the browser that's popped up behind is not being shared with anyone. It's just what's in this green box that is being shared. Now I'm going to stop share, so I'm going to click stop share. Okay, so next I'm going to show you what it would look like if your host were to share something. So they're going to share now. Okay, as you can see, the host has just shared something with us, but it's actually taken over my whole screen, and I wonder, well, how can I do other things? I might need to check my emails at the same time, or I might need to look at a Padlet or something like that at the same time. So the way that I can multitask whilst in a Zoom meeting is by going up to the top, clicking View Options, and then clicking Exit Full Screen. And there we are. I can then access my browser at the same time as being in the meeting. Okay, the host is now going to stop sharing their screen. Okay. And before I show you how to leave a meeting, I'm going to show you one more neat thing. At the moment, we are in what's called gallery view, which allows you to see everybody on your screen. So I can see myself talking. I can also see the host PD North. If there was, for example, 15 other people in here, I would see everyone's faces, which is really nice if you're in a team meeting situation. If, however, you have a trainer, you might, or you are the trainer, you might want to have a different view. It's called speaker view, and that would be where you have just one big face, one big video, and then a few little videos down the side of everyone else. To do that, you go up to the top where it says speaker view and you click on that. So right now I can see the host, which is very, very big, and then everyone else would be quite small. And if I want to go back to gallery view, I go up to the top again, I click gallery view. Okay. All right, so the last thing is, how do we leave a meeting? Well, and you notice again when a few moments after not moving your cursor, everything from the top and bottom will disappear. And it does that so that you can just concentrate on what's going on in the meeting. But it doesn't mean that everything has disappeared. You just have to move your cursor again and everything on the top and the bottom pops up. And as you could see, you have a big red button at the bottom that says leave. So I'm going to click that leave button. And it's going to ask me again, so it comes up bigger, leave meeting. Do I want to leave the meeting? Yes, I do. So I'm going to click on that leave meeting button, and I've now left the meeting. All right. So in this video, we've looked at all of these different things, how to join a meeting in various ways, what the waiting room is, how to be heard and be seen, how to rename yourself, and the importance of renaming yourself so that the host knows who you are before you're entering the room. But if you haven't changed your name, how to change it when you are in the room, how to chat, how to show different reactions in a meeting or in a session, sharing your screen, and then what it looks like when someone shares a screen with you, and how to allow yourself to multitask. And then finally, how to leave a meeting. Remember, we do have on our YouTube how to do all of these things from a phone and tablet, from the tablet app. So if for any reason you need to go do that rather than access it through a laptop or a computer, desktop computer, then go and check that video out. Okay, thanks for listening, everyone.